they could acknowledge that you were too good for them, and it kind of made them confused as to why you liked them. So instead of appreciating that you liked them, they chose to knock you down a few pegs. I'm not really sure where this idea came from, or why they thought that it was justified, or why they chose to do it. But there's nothing that says that they didn't realize that you were too good for them. They knew. You didn't know. At least not in the beginning. I think that you didn't necessarily think about yourself in that way. I think that you were just kind of a humble individual, to be honest. I don't really think that you saw yourself, you know, as, you know, holier than thou or anything. I don't think you were high and mighty. But even though you were kind, they still felt the need to humble you. This has kind of been a thing since you were born. I think the doctor that delivered you when your mom was giving birth was probably jealous of you too. It's been since childhood, and it's been a karmic cycle. Thank you for your confirmation, Spirit. I think the nurses were mean to you as a newborn in the hospital. When they would take you to the nursery, they would still mistreat you because they were jealous of you. I wish I could, you know, laugh it off, but I swear to God. I think you're pretty nice. I think you're like a chill kid. I think you had adults also jealous of you. I think your mom's friends were jealous of you. I think your neighbors were jealous of you. You didn't even know what jealousy was. As a matter of fact, when they would mistreat you, you would always think, what did I do wrong? I wonder what I could do to fix it. But it's like, this is an energetic thing. This is something that is, there's nothing in this world, in this realm anyways, that you could do to change how you get treated. It doesn't matter how nice you are. It doesn't matter how mean you are. It doesn't matter how strict you are. It doesn't matter how ugly you are. It doesn't matter how pretty you are. It doesn't matter how funny you are. It doesn't matter how quiet you are. None of that matters. Because what you have is something that people don't know how to duplicate, replicate, or even understand. They just know that they're not that. It offends them. It offends them. It's really made for kind of a difficult life. You're always constantly getting sabotaged. It's not like it's not like you could do anything to change the way people treat you. Because I do get that you've been very kind, but then I also get you've kind of gotten fed up and popped the fuck off eventually. And both times you were mistreated anyway, so it still didn't matter. No, it still didn't matter. You reacted to the mistreatment, and then they judged you off the way that you reacted to the mistreatment. And then they had a reason to say, well, this is why I treated her this way. This is why I treated him this way. But it's like they tried to act so unimpressed by you, but the whole time they're watching your every move. You actually are the main center of attention. You don't even realize it. They act so unimpressed with you. They act so kind of like put off by you, like they're annoyed by you. They're annoyed by you. You could just be sitting in the corner of a room by yourself doing nothing, and they're still annoyed by you, or so you would think. That's how they act. But really, they're always watching you. They really wish that they could just be you or be your soulmate. But even when you give them opportunities for love and connection, you still get treated the same, honestly. There's really no winning. It's been a kind of miserable situation. I think you've maybe just come to terms with it finally. Yeah, like you could just be walking down the street minding your own business, literally not paying attention to anybody at all. You could be in La La Land and just doing nothing. You could be dressed regular. You could be looking even bummy. You don't even have to do anything flashy. You don't have to do anything at all. And then everybody eventually tries to dominate you. That's the truth. They want to check you. They need you to submit. They won't stop until you're humbled. But it's weird because like they're the ones that need to be humbled, because who the fuck are they? You're more than humble. You're not even fully sure of who you are at some point in your life. I think that you barely started coming to terms with it, and that's only because they kept coming for you. Humble is not what you needed to be. If anything, they tried to lay you to rest, but you were already asleep on yourself. So I don't really know what they were trying to accomplish, but they just needed to do it. You had something in you that really just triggered people. You have a lot of broken connections. I really feel that like you would get into connections thinking like, oh yeah, we really click, like everything is cool. And eventually they will start to sabotage you. Eventually they will quite literally try to knock you off of your path. It's very vile how they treat you. It's very direct. It's a very specific way that you get treated. Because one day you could be like kiki laughing and really having a good conversation with somebody, and y'all could be like locked in, y'all are good. You haven't done nothing wrong, they haven't done nothing wrong, y'all actually get along quite well. They value you, you value them, everything is fine. And then the next day, they just do something to completely sabotage you and everything you stand for. Your entire essence needs to be diminished. It's like they need to assassinate your character. They need you to be embarrassed. They need you to lose something. They need you to take a loss. They need to take something from you. They need to cause you to lose something. They need to embarrass you. They need to see you in pain and agony. They need you to be miserable. They need it. They need you to take a loss. You could only have 2 pencils to your name and nothing else. And they're going to need those pencils, baby. Come up off them. They're going to need them. You can't have those 2 pencils. It does not matter if they own the goddamn pencil factory. It doesn't matter if they have a mansion and you live in a box. Come up off that box. Come up off it. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you have, it doesn't matter what they have. You could be not even physically attractive or conventionally attractive, and they could literally be a model. And they will still try to diminish you in any way that they can. They will make you lose opportunities if they can. They will go out of their way to do this for you. And it's really quite exhausting. There's a lot that isn't being said in these connections. It's what you've had to kind of feel out. It's a very familiar feeling that you feel eventually with everyone. Family, friends, people who you've dated, maybe even your own children, your own parents, neighbors, coworkers, business partners, whoever you've started these connections with or opportunities with, clients, friends, best friends, people who you look up to, maybe even like your mentor. Like you could be going to them for advice and they could be assisting you, and then one day they just sabotage you. It's very odd. There is a feeling that comes with it though. You definitely have learned to trust your intuition, because every single time you thought, no, they didn't mean to do that. It's kind of painfully obvious what they're trying to accomplish. They want to see you like this, sad, miserable, down on your ass. It doesn't matter if you're already on the ground. They're going to kick you while you're on the ground. And that's how you know you got the juice. Yeah. They want to kick you with steel-toe boots. You could already have lost your job. You could be living in your car. You could literally have nothing. You could be starving. You could have nothing. You could have 2 baby wipes to take a shower. I'm not playing. You could have a half a pack of ramen that needs to stretch for the entire week. And you maybe possibly just got a job interview, and all you need to do is just figure out how to get 1 shirt from the thrift store so that you can wash off with these 2 baby wipes, and you might possibly get a job. Oh baby, they will sabotage that. They'll be like, oh yeah, come over here. You can take a shower over here. Baby, they will cut up that 1 thrift store shirt that you scrape change for. They could have a closet full of fucking designer clothes, and they will cut up that thrift store fucking shirt just so that you don't have a way to get to your interview. But the crazy thing is, you'll still get to the interview and you'll still get the job. Oh, and they'll hate you for it. They'll do anything they can to make your life miserable. It's not just one or two people. It's not just one or two one-offs. It's not just like, oh, damn, that's kind of a, you know, an inconvenient thing, or I could see how that could have been a mistake. No, this is like out of their way, intentional to get you. Out of their way. They go out of their way. They need to see you miserable. They need to see you miserable. You could be depressed on your last leg and just laying down, and they will literally want you to lay down even more. They will take the bed that you're asleep on. I swear to God. I swear to God. They want bad things to happen to you. They want you to feel burdened. They want you to feel overwhelmed. They want you to feel like it's too much to carry. They'll try to pawn their burdens off on you too when you're already fully burdened. You could have 9 wands and they have 1 and they still want you to carry that 10th one for them, and no, they're not going to help you. Can you hold this for me? I'll be right back. And then they go laugh at you with their friends and shit. Meanwhile, you're just trying to do them a favor. And in your head, you don't think like a sick fucking individual. So you're always thinking like, oh, they didn't mean to do that. I don't mind helping them. After all, they did let me take a shower at their house. I know that my shirt actually accidentally got, you know, caught in the blender while I was in the shower, but I know they didn't mean it. They were just trying to help me. I don't know, you know, it was an accident. They wouldn't give me this 1 wand while I'm already carrying 9, so now I'm carrying 10, and there's 7 people staring there laughing at me. They must be laughing at something else. They're gonna come right back and grab, they're gonna grab 5 and 5. Matter of fact, there's 7 of them. They can all grab 1 wand, I'll carry 3. I know that they'll help me out because I would help them out because I am doing it right now. Oh. Yeah. It took a while for you to really realize how sick and twisted people are. They want you to run away from good things. They want you to run away from opportunities. It doesn't really matter though, because for some reason, everything just works out for you. You are blessed. You are blessed. And it's kind of weird because even the same people that turn on you, right, eventually, in the beginning, they do give you an opportunity, and that's just enough of what you need to get to the next step before they start to hate you, before they start to sabotage you. God comes through, the universe comes through and slides you a little blessing. So before they have a chance to ruin you, you actually had just enough to get by with that blessing that they gave you before. But nobody in your life is consistent. Nobody in your life comes in and stays consistent. Nobody in your life comes in and stays loyal. Nobody. It doesn't matter what you do. It does not matter how much you give. It doesn't matter how kind you are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Eventually they're going to pull back out. And after they do you wrong and it doesn't go through the way that they want it to go through, how many times do they come crawling back? 110% every single fucking time. When the sabotage doesn't work and they leave you high and dry, they will literally abandon you when you have nothing and you're down on your last leg and you could have given them everything. They'll leave you to figure it out for yourself. And the crazy thing is, they always end up miserable and they can't ever figure it out for themselves. And you always figure it out for yourself, right? Don't you? And don't they always come crawling back? Knight of Wands, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, in and out, in and out. They always want to come back. And if you're ever kind enough to forgive them, and you've had to learn this the hard way, I'm sure. I know you have. When you let them back in out of the kindness of your heart because you genuinely do forgive them and you don't hold any grudges, what do they do when you let them back in? Double down. Double the fuck down. They need to make sure that they're successful this time in completely taking you all the way out. They didn't sabotage you good enough last time. They celebrated too early. So now when they come back, now that you're stupid enough to let them back in, and this is their words, not mine. You're stupid enough to let them back in. Yeah, here I go. They're going to really make sure that they get you this time. Oh, yeah. Any time that anybody's come back into your life that you've given a second chance to, third chance to, fourth chance to, what do they do with every single one of those chances? Yeah. You have succeeded at life at a very slow pace because you really can't ever get ahead, although you're consistent and persistent and faithful and loyal and always moving forward. You're never lazy. You've learned to take very cautious steps, almost too cautious, because you realize that when you have this rush, this passion, and you're able to get a lot of shit done, and you're really proud of yourself, and you really think that you find people that you know can collab with, and you have a lot of responsibilities because you're able to take everything on, you always have to remember in the back of your head what it really is. Every step you take, you have a chance to take a loss, because every turn you make, somebody's going to be there to sabotage you. So you almost have to tiptoe, creep, make sure. It's like you're on a video game. But you've been very clear about that for the past at least 2 to 3 years, maybe a little bit longer for some of y'all. Some of y'all, you're just coming to terms with it this year. I think that you've been in denial because you want to really think like there's no way that I'm having to start over again and again and again and again and again and again. There's no way that this person that I've also connected with has sabotaged me. There's no way that I have to overcome more losses. There's no way. There's no way. And it's like, even when you stay to yourself, I'm telling you right now, they'll find a way to you. They'll try to sabotage you from the sidelines. I'm telling you. When you don't allow them to sabotage you, you will literally get ganged up on. I'm not playing. I'm not talking about gang stalking in the sense of like the CIA is coming for you. I'm talking about you'll have groups of weak, unemployed bitches that quite literally want to throw you under the bus. Like, you might as well have scapegoat like tattooed on your forehead. They want you to take a loss, and they want you to take a blame for any other loss that anybody else has taken. They want to set you up to fail, and they want to see you fail. If I tell you the things that people have done to you, and I actually like say it out loud and write it down, you really would have to come to terms with it. And I don't think you're ready for all that, because it's been so consistent since the day you were born. You would run out of paper, pen, and ink. And after you write the list, someone would come tear it up. Someone would be like, what's that list? I'm sorry, I was just trying to read the list. They never want to do it to your face in a way that's like outright, like you at least can respect that. No, it's always sneaky behind the scenes shit. It's never to your face. Hardly ever. You actually appreciate when people finally fucking do you wrong right there where you can see them, because this is how they feel and this is how they want you to feel. It doesn't matter how much you uplift them. It doesn't matter how much you pour into them. This is where they will always be, because this is what's in their soul, and this is how they operate at life, because they have nasty, vile energy. It's like you're pouring your love into a black hole. It's like it doesn't matter how much light you pour into it. It's darkness. It's an abyss. You just pour your light off into that darkness. This is what they are 24/7. This is who they are. This is what they are. This is what they are. So you've tried to help these people, but you're always going to have 10 of Pentacles energy. Oh, they can't stand it. They want you stuck and stagnant, baby. They want you stuck and stagnant. But you've recently gotten very, very sharp about this shit. You've really figured it out. You've also realized that you don't have to necessarily say anything, because for what? You're too quick with the shit. You understand what it is. You can explain this shit to these hoes. They really don't give a fuck. You can be like, I see what you're doing. Don't do that. They're like, what are you talking about? We're so good. But it's like, dude, what the fuck are y'all on? They want you to lose your spark at life. They want you to really completely give up. They want you to work in absolute fucking circles until you get nowhere. They want you to run miles and miles and miles and miles on a treadmill to just end up in the same place. Every time you make it one level up, there they are to knock you down. And it's like, sometimes you're like, okay, what choice do I have? Am I just going to be alone my whole life? Or am I going to actually give this like a real life chance at like starting a family with somebody, or like starting a relationship with somebody, or trusting my own family, or creating my own family? But it's like, in your intuition, in your subconscious, in your soul, spiritually, you know that you're always going to be alone in this life. You know that. You know that. You can't ever trust anybody. It's sad, because you're really not a pessimistic person. You're really not somebody that just wants to be isolated. You're not someone who says like, the whole world's out to get me. As a matter of fact, you're the complete opposite. You've really exuded nothing but strength, and you've been really sweet to these people. I mean, really? And to everybody still, even though in the back of your head, you know the truth. You don't even act that way though, but you know the truth. But you don't go around like, you know. But this is all that you've ever gotten. It's been a cycle. It's been a cycle. And you just really wish it would end. But, you know, I think you've come to terms with it, whatever that may be. And you understand that nobody else is going to understand how quick this shit really happens, how sneaky these people are. You can't explain it to the average person because they're like, what are you talking about? No, they're your friend, or no, you're making that up, or no, they didn't mean to do that, or no, you're exaggerating. All right, cool. But you can't name one connection that you've had that hasn't ended in you being sabotaged outright. Not just a little bit of a disconnection or a disagreement. You being out, people take things from you. They want you to suffer. They need to see you suffer. They need to see you take a loss. And if you ask them to explain it, how did that happen? I don't know. What are you talking about? You withheld my items from me. Or you went to quite literally my job and stole something and blamed it on me. Or you knew that I was going to have to cover for that. Or you gave me something, but you know it had strings attached and I looked like the bad guy. So I took a loss here and I took a loss here. You slashed my tires. You cut my brake lines. You set my house on fire. You said you would bring my bag and you didn't bring my bag. And now I have no bag and all I had in this life was that one bag. You said you were going to be my friend and you set me up to fail. You want everybody to sit there and just laugh at me and make me take a loss. You called my job and told them something, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, this lie and this lie. And it wasn't even that the job believed you. It was that they got so tired of people calling, harassing them. I had to go. They had to fire me. They didn't believe any of that shit, but they were exhausted because you had nothing but time. You were just sitting there calling, complaining, and talking in circles. They got exhausted. They got tired of me calling in because every day my brake lines are getting cut. How is that happening? You were the only one with my car. I don't know. It's really fucked up. You gotta laugh, but it's like it's never gonna change. They definitely drain you dry. You've learned to really just disconnect from that shit because this is really how everyone treats you right here, this 4-cup shit. But you just be resting and rejuvenating, isolating. You carry them burdens like a motherfucking boss all day, every day. And every time they try to dominate you or make you submit, you know, you're the real leader. You're the real master manifester. You're the real emperor. Come through spirit, come through spirit, come through spirit. And every time they knock you down, you're going to get back up every time. And out of everything that's happened to you, you'll always remain sweet and kind. You'll never become an evil person like them. It may not pay off in this lifetime, maybe next lifetime, but it still isn't going to kill your spirit. You just got to play blind to the bullshit. And you just understand that every connection that you try to get into, you're going to end up having to defend yourself. Okay? But that doesn't stop you from being a kind person who's emotionally fulfilled, and you're still going to keep thriving. You're still going to keep going. You're still going to break bread with stingy people who wouldn't give you a crumb. You're still going to exude generosity. And even though these bitches try to take you out, okay, and get you trapped in your fucking head and have you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually tormented, you're always going to remain mentally sharp, and you can really balance and jug through whatever and thug through whatever, baby. Okay? You know that they have groups of people coming up against you. You know that. But you also know that slow and steady wins the race, baby. Because after everything that they've done to you, you've never, ever been worse off than them, have you? Not once, right? Slow and steady wins the race, baby. You a boss in your own right. Okay? You'll be all right. They're always going to be worse off than you. And that's because that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. They put too much effort into the wrong thing. You really just strike a nerve in people. But you're used to it. Chin up, chest out. You got it. You don't even get sad about it anymore. You know what it is. Yeah, you know what it is. You got this. Yeah, you got it. 2409. Bye, guys.